Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So in this video, I want to talk about the pros and cons, some things I've come across while using the Galaxy S10e, likes, dislikes, things of that nature. So the first thing I want to start off with is the design of the phone. Now this is where the Galaxy S10e really wins, in my opinion. It is a beautiful design. It's compact. It's got a nice big screen on the front. And you just get a lot here for this compact size. Now, the hardware itself feels really premium. It feels really good. Depending on which color you have, you'll decide whether you really like the way it looks or not. Cameras on here are pretty nice. It's not flush, but it definitely has a little bit of lip there. But when you put on a case, it's perfectly fine. You've got the SIM tray and SD card slot up top, or if you have the international like me, you can do dual SIMs. Microphone, got the shiny edges around your volume and Bixby, headphone jack and things on the bottom there. So the design of this phone is actually pretty impressive. I really like it. And it's one that's going to satisfy you if you get it, because it's a nice small size. However, it is a big screen for this. And these phones, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you have really big hands because you make these phones look really small. And obviously I do have big hands. So most of the phones that I hold are going to be looking pretty small to you guys. But nonetheless, here is a bigger phone. The OnePlus 6T. You can see this phone is actually pretty big too. But obviously I'll probably make it look small. Now, again, the design on this thing gets an A+ for me. I really like it. I think it's a good design. I like how they did the full screen. It's pretty much the size of a Galaxy S7. For those who have Samsung phones that don't have any of these phones that I tend to hold up. But it's pretty much the size of a Galaxy S7, I would say. It's just all screen. Now, the next thing you know is features and options is something that I didn't talk about since I've been reviewing this phone. But you do have these slide out menu like you always do in every other phone. You have this side menu here. You can do edge display. And I don't know if a lot of people are talking about edge display or not, but it is here. It's a nice functionality. But honestly, I don't use it. I forget that it's even there. But I did want to turn it on for the sake of this video. I do use the well-being, which it turns your screen gray at night if you want to, or any time of the day that you want to save on battery and just get you to get away from your phone. But nonetheless, features and options. This thing is loaded up just like any other Samsung phone. It's nice. Samsung Pay and everything. Some people ask about Samsung Pay. Does it work with the international version? Was installed, and honestly, I didn't go make any purchases with it. I just been carrying my credit card around, so I didn't test it. I probably won't test it because I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood to pay with my phone for certain things. So, nonetheless, it is really nice to have the option, at least, to have some kind of Android Pay, because NFC is here, so you will be able to use Google Pay if Samsung Pay doesn't work if you have the international version. But I just haven't tested it, and that's the truth. But let's move on to the screen. So the screen is HDR10 compliant, and you'll be able to pull up full videos in HDR. Let's go ahead and load up a HDR video here. I like to keep it on airplane mode when I'm doing videos because it's a disaster with notifications. So let's go into a video here. I'm going to load up an HDR10 video. HDR video. Let's see here. Let's use this one here. So HDR10 compliant phones look just stunning when you look at them. So if you look at this one, that was only 40p. And then with Samsung phones, it enhances. You can turn on video enhancement when you're actually looking at content. So it brightens it up, basically. It makes it way more vivid. You don't have to turn that on, but I personally leave it on because I think it makes for a much better quality video for viewing. But that's just me. So over video, this probably does not show as well as it does in person, obviously. But this is just stunning footage, and that's just what it is. So the screen itself, when viewing content, media consumption. It does have stereo speakers, so you have a speaker down here and you have a speaker on the speaker grill up here. So it sounds really good. It's really loud. It's not pixel loud, but it's definitely loud. And so the screen coupled with those speakers, it sounds amazing. I think you guys will definitely be impressed with it. Now, I took this phone with me when I went to the car show over the weekend, and I used this phone only for the footage. And I'll show you some of that footage now. The cameras for video recording, stupendous. The 4K at 60 FPS is absolutely fantastic. And I don't know why a person wouldn't like the cameras on here, but that's all subjective. Just because one person likes it doesn't mean the other person will. I personally think these are probably the best cameras that Samsung has ever delivered, because you do have 4K on the front. And it is just a joy to use. I forgot my GoPro, and I said, you know what? I got my Galaxy. I didn't have a gimbal or anything. I didn't have a little cell phone holder. I didn't have anything. I just held the phone like this while I was shooting all the video, and it came out fantastic, as you can see. But nonetheless, photos, videos, everything fantastic on here. This is the Exynos 9820, and I just keep getting that mixed up because I had the Snapdragon version. I canceled it and went to this one because I saw this color. So apologies for that. But the Exynos version appears to run really fast, no problems whatsoever. And that's just what it is. But if you have the Snapdragon version and you're in the US, you're probably getting much better battery than me. The battery life after using this for a while now, it's not the best. And I'm sure that's just because it's the Exynos version. It does make it through a full day, but from that, now that the battery is reading, the screen on time is not very good. Let me see where I'm at right now. I'll show you. The screen on time is not the best. So I got 4 hours and let me put my glasses on. 4 hours and 12 minutes. And that's with 11 hours and 36 minutes on the battery. So to me, I think this is solely because remember I had this issue before with the Galaxy Note Exynos version. Then when I switched to the Snapdragon version, battery life, killer. So I'm assuming that's probably how it would be for me. But you guys let me know how your battery is with the Snapdragon version. The Exynos version, battery life, I'm not getting more than 5 hours of screen on time, but I'm making it through a full work day. And that's just what it is. So another downside of this is the fingerprint reader. It's become so finicky. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'll take the phone out of my pocket and I'm in the middle of a text message. I'm like, what the heck? It's unlocked somehow. I guess I accidentally touched the fingerprint reader. And that can be very dangerous, accidentally sending out messages to folks. And they're like, who is this? Or you send anything. I opened up the phone or took the phone in my pocket while I was at the car show. And it was sending a video to someone. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I deleted it and caught it before it sent the video. It wasn't actually in the process of sending. It just had created a message somehow. And there was a whole bunch of stuff going on with it. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So rebooted the phone and just kind of find out it was just, it's just super sensitive. And then the facial recognition is so fast. I'm thinking that's probably a combination of the two. But even that aside, the fingerprint reader is a little finicky in apps that require a fingerprint reader. And it still works. It's not the fastest, but, what can you do? You can disable the fingerprint reader and you can disable the facial recognition and you can just use a pen and you won't have those issues. But to me, that's the purpose of me having this, is to have it set up that way. So I've been kind of a little off about that. I was a little bummed about that because when I'm in certain applications that require a fingerprint reader, just wasn't impressed with how quickly it opened or how I had to do it a couple times. But reachability is there. It's obviously I have huge hands, so I can always reach it. So that's not an issue. It is a somewhat accurate fingerprint reader when it's working, but it's just not a quick fingerprint reader. So price on this is fair to me. I think it's fair based on what they're offering. The Snapdragon version obviously is a little bit more depending on where you're buying it from. But the international version, you can definitely find it for $650 online, as low as $650. And I don't anticipate these phones staying high in price very long. But I would tell you, if you have a current Galaxy, and this is something that people have asked, if I have a Galaxy S9, should I switch? And I'm thinking, I'm going to tell you the truth. If your phone isn't working, and I always say this, if your phone isn't working, then yeah, you make the choice of whether you want to go ahead and upgrade or, change. I won't say upgrade. But if your phone is working, there's no need to switch phones at all. This is not just related to them. This is just period. You don't need to switch your phone if in fact it's working. Just keep using it. Don't fall into the grind of, I'm an average consumer, but I'm going to just keep up with the Joneses and I'm going to buy every new phone that comes out. This is what some people do with iPhones that are just regular users. They tend to buy every phone that's coming out from Apple, even though they don't need it, and falling for the trade-in program. Well, Samsung has the trade-in program too. I would advise against the trade-in program. And if you're going to keep your phone, keep it until it breaks, or sell it and get the most money you can, and then buy the other phone. Trade-in programs, you lose. You're losing right off the jump. So it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to do that. But the Galaxy S10 is definitely a winner. And I feel like the S10e is one that's probably doing well amongst consumers. The first thing that a consumer might look at is the price. They're going to say, whoa. They're not going to be saying, oh, it's got a Snapdragon, it's got X. They're going to just be saying, oh my goodness, these cameras are amazing. And the phone is a good size. It's full screen, stuff like that. It performs well. That is what they're probably going to take on. And they're going to be doing it right at that point. Those are the things that people are going to look at. Now, battery life, totally subjective again. You might say, well, Jay, 5 hours of screen on time is actually pretty good. And you're making it through a full day. Well, I like a little bit more. To say that 750 is chump change or 700, I paid $690 for mine. To say that that's chump change like some people do, something's wrong with those people. I don't know when $600 became chump change or $700 became chump change. But to each his own. And my pockets are not light either. I got some heavy pockets over here, and I still try to look from an economical standpoint and say, even though I'm reviewing these things, are they really worth the price? Any phone that's, phones like this that cost $550 that are so premium, yeah, it doesn't have some of the features, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to ask yourself, am I going to use all those features? Like, I think the reverse charging thing is kind of gimmicky. I'll never use that. Some people are really making points to say, I won't say excuses. They're making points to say, oh yeah, it's going to be good. So I don't have to carry this. I don't have to carry that. Nah, I think I would rather just carry a battery case or something like that, or just charge my phone when I need to. I think that's kind of gimmicky. And having the 2 cameras at the front and the 3 on the back, totally not needed. If all those people who have the bigger phone picked up this one, you would not like it. Like, overall, you would just have probably some differences about battery and things like that, because it's the same phone. You don't need the other cameras because these cameras are great. The fact that they upgraded the cameras to unlimited recording, it's fantastic. So this is a win, man. I mean, if you weren't going to pick up the Galaxy S10 and you were trying to figure out which one to get, I would say get the 10e. That's just my take on it. Anyway, it's your man Jay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.